Hey, what is going on, SMT Nation? It's your boy, the SMT. We have a special edition for you today here on the channel. We've got the Speed with Sneed November edition. We're going to get things started by testing two of the CLE's most capacitive networks. We got T-Mobile, and we're going to be testing AT&T. A little bit of background on the devices. For AT&T, we're running the Google Pixel 5, and then for T-Mobile, we're going to be testing the Google Pixel 3 XL. In and of themselves, I think the modems are very similar. In terms of the connectivity here, in this case with this testing, there was no 5G connection at all. It's all completely LTE. I think what I'm going to do moving forward in the future is I'm going to focus my testing on 5G starting the new year. As the networks continue to build and, deployments for 5G become more substantial, then I'll start testing that. But for the time being, based on the market availability of what I have here in the CLE, it's really just LTE for the most part. Unless I'm testing, ultra wideband, there's really nothing going on here. So there's no band 5, 5G for AT&T, and I can't find any, band 41 5G. So we're just testing LTE. Now, to give you some perspective on why I'm doing this, I think these two networks, when it comes to this particular market, are the two most capacitive networks that you can get. I also wanted to disclose that the lines that I'm testing are both business lines. The AT&T business on the Elite, and then the Magenta business. So to give you a perspective as to what type of network access it is, I'm going to do my first test. Both our primary bands are selecting mid-band. So I think it was PCS for the T-Mobile line, and then it was band 30 for AT&T. So I'm going to do this first test. There's lots of homes and residences around me. There's loft-style apartments to my left. There's condos to my right. There's apartments just a little bit, further down the road here. All types of residences, but there's businesses everywhere. There's restaurants. There's shopping. This is the reason why I wanted to test this particular location. There are a lot of people here. There are people shopping. There are people living. There are people walking. There's an Apple store. There's clothing stores and so on. There's a lot of traffic here. So here's the first test. You will see that T-Mobile's on the bottom and then AT&T is at the top. So preliminary testing, it looks pretty close. They're both performing very similarly. The difference between the two and the performance on the first test is not really substantial. I think they're both over 100 megabit per second, so both very good there. I'm actually going to go around. I'm going to drive around. I'm going to check out some other parts of this shopping area. I'm going to go closer towards the commercial part. There's also American Greetings over here on this side of this little village here. So I'm going to test on opposite sides of this little village. I'm going to test by the shopping area. I'm going to test by the residence. I just did a little bit of that just now. There's a Trader Joe's around the corner. There's a gym. This is, like I said, a pretty busy, hustle and bustle type place. You'll see all the different cars and traffic. It's an indicator that there's a lot of people out here. This, kind of gloomy day in the CLE, I thought it was a perfect day to do some testing. So, there are a couple of things I noticed. In terms of the macro sites in the area, they're pretty close. The AT&T site is actually on a water tower, and the T-Mobile site is actually a rooftop site. So both are pretty close. So the RSRP was pretty high for both. Here's a pretty detailed test of the two. So again, T-Mobile at the bottom, AT&T at the top. Again, my expectation is that both were going to hold up pretty good. I really do feel like they did. Both networks holding up quite well. The capacity really, really there. I could tell you that in this particular area, you shouldn't have any problems when you have this type of capacity and bandwidth. There's 104 megabits per second on the down, 13.6 on the up for T-Mobile. There's 64 on the down for AT&T and 8.5 on the up. So AT&T not quite as fast as T-Mobile on this particular test. The test before, they're pretty close. This one, there's a little bit of separation there. The T-Mobile's faster. I'm actually going to turn around here in this turnabout. I'm going to go to the opposite side of the shopping village. And this was kind of a bumpy road. It was like a brick road or something. Anyways, I'm going to navigate to the other side. I'm going to actually change camera angles. I actually was kind of testing. For those of you wondering, I'm actually filming on the macro lens of the Moto Edge Plus. Let me know what you guys think of this video footage. Let me know what you think of the stability. This is the 0.5x angle, so this is about as wide angle as you can get. Now I switched it over to the 1.0, like the regular video angle. No, this is not the wide angle, it's just the regular macro, no zoom. Just the good old regular zoom. So, yeah, as I was saying, as I move, in this direction, there's more and more shoppers. So the one side was more of like residential apartments, condos, and townhomes with the American Greetings facility. And then I'm moving towards more like the shopping area. There's a Dick's Sporting Goods. There's a couple of restaurants. There are some shoe stores. The Apple store is on that side. So I wanted to kind of see if there's a difference in performance on both sides. I'm not sure if there were any small cells on this side or not. It's possible there were, but I didn't see any. Anyways, AT&T seemed to test really well over here. Over 100 megabits on the downlink. For T-Mobile, it's still pretty good. It was like 80 some megabits on the down. The uplink about, I think it was like 19 here. Honestly, really hard to distinguish the two in this place. I thought they both held up really nicely. There's, your T-Mobile test 80 by 20. It's very nice. The latency was fine. Frequently in like the teens, the 20s and 30s. It's fine in my experience. And then there's your AT&T 120 by 17. Very good. Like I said, I was impressed by both. They held up really nicely. There's a restaurant here on my right. There's a movie theater in front of me. More restaurants, just around the corner here. And I'll just test them one more time since I'm just sitting here at the light. Yeah, man, I'm really impressed by how well the networks are holding up. They seem to be doing a nice job given all of the data traffic that's probably, going on here. It's really, really good. Yeah, I was quite impressed by what they had to offer. I'd be curious to see how it's going to hold up at this next spot. I'm going to actually head over to an area that's really close to a mall. I'm going to go to, where there's a Walmart. There's some shopping going on there, as well as some apartments. So I'm just going to navigate over there. There's the AT&T test for you. And, yeah, we'll see how they hold up on this next location. So now I'm pulling up here to this Walmart. There are hotels to my right. There are restaurants to my right. There are some apartments as well, just a little bit south of here. I'd say probably about a half a mile. There are apartments directly to my left, right next to the Walmart. And then across the street from the Walmart, on the other side of the lot, there's a Target. There's about 10 restaurants, Jersey Mike subs and Subway and Chipotle and all that. I mean, this is a tough area. There's a shopping mall right across the street. I figured this is the perfect place to test for capacity. So I chose this place particularly for this reason, and we'll see who holds up here. I'm going to be, again, testing T-Mobile Business, the magenta, and then I'm going to be testing the business line for AT&T. So there you could see the high rise there. And I don't know, man, that looks like 20 floors or something. It's pretty substantial. And then to my right is the Walmart. Across the street from the Walmart, like I said, is the Target and like 2 other shopping centers. And then across from the other side of this high rise in the apartment is a shopping mall. And then there's like a office space there. You'll see it's kind of like right in front of me. Just so you guys know, there is some Verizon millimeter wave up there on that rooftop site. And I do think that's the Verizon macro. I'm not sure, but I think the T-Mobile site is actually on top of that high rise. I also think AT&T is up there, but Verizon is right in front here. You'll see it up there. I won't zoom in, but it's right there. All right, so I'm just going to post up here in the parking lot, and I'm going to do some testing. We're going to see how they do. We're going to compare the AT&T business and the T-Mobile business. Now, my expectation is that they'll both be fine. I've tested here before. I'm not sure if I've ever produced content about it, but we'll see how they hold up. We'll look at the specifics. But based on the first round of testing at that other shopping village, both held up really nicely. Capacity was very good. So we got AT&T at the top with the Google Pixel 5. We got T-Mobile at the bottom with the Google Pixel 3 XL. There you got the AWS. So you got band 66. And then you got the 700. That's probably band 14. I just forgot to look. Anyway, let's go ahead and run the speed test. Let's see how they hold up. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect when I got here. But I think you guys are going to be surprised what we also find at the end. All right, so T-Mobile at the bottom. All right, so we're looking pretty good. Speeds look nice. I'm sure that the shoppers inside Walmart appreciate this. Okay, so you got 50 plus megabits per second on the downlink. And then the uplink was really good. Alright, so in the 30s. Very, very nice. I think it pushed into the 40s. It was really good. That's what I like to see. When I live stream, you have to have uplink. I think a lot of people, you know, they just say, oh, I don't need uplink. Well, tish tosh. If you're going to do any type of video calling, any type of live streaming, you need uplink. And this is the type of uplink that you need. That's really good. That's a lot of speed. You know, that should hold up pretty nicely. Now, better downlink for AT&T, but definitely not better uplink. That's for sure. So, nice job by T-Mobile there with the uplink. I was impressed by that. Let's just go ahead and check out some fast.com. Let's see how the networks would hold up according to video usage. That's something that's important. You don't want your video buffering and being throttled. All right, so AT&T, in my opinion, the best when it comes to data that's going to be used for video. So 63 megabits per second for AT&T. Really, really good stuff there. You could do Quad HD 1080p. You could do 4K. No problem with 63 megabits down. Now you'll see on the left, the magenta, not good, right? 2.0, 2.3 megabits per second. You're going to struggle with 720p, right? There will be moments of buffer probably. 1080p, I don't think it's going to hold up at all. But there's the AT&T, really good, 63 megs. There's the uplink, it's over 10 megabits per second, around 13. Okay, here's the T-Mobile. The uplink looks really good, 33 megabits, that's awesome. But the downlink leaves a lot to be desired. That's not going to do much for you. Like I said, you're probably going to buffer 720p. There's no way you're doing 1080p with that. But that's what I'm kind of frustrated here with, is why T-Mobile's, you know, the speed test, the Ookla speed test is clearly receiving, you know, some extra priority there, and it's showing very good data speeds, but you're not getting it for video. Kind of frustrating. AT&T, if they've got it, they're giving it to you. So in my opinion, if you know, video resolution is important to you and video performance is important to you, AT&T is where it's at. It's better than Verizon. It's much better than T-Mobile when it comes to video. You know, I know plans matter and stuff like that, but like, come on, like that site's giving you 40 plus megabits on the downlink. To go ahead and throttle down to 2.0 and 2.3 megs and 1.8 and 1.9, that is just dramatic. That is just a pretty serious throttle. You'll see it happening right in front of you. 1.2 megabits, 1.3 megabits. You're not going to be able to do much with that. That's probably barely going to hold up for 480p, right, for this one. So let me know what you think of these results. Let me know what you think of these tests. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Go ahead and comment down in the comment section. Thank you for taking this opportunity to watch the SMT YouTube channel. If you appreciated this video, give it a like and a share to all your favorite social media platforms. Thank you in advance for that. Also, check out some of the links in the description box. We have the SMT Patreon page. We also have the Twitter handle at Sneed Tech. And do check out the audio-only podcast available on all the major podcast platforms. And if you are new and have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and activate the bell notification icon so you never miss an upload from the SMT. We'll catch you on the next video. Peace.